Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored.
What up, everybody? This is Jason Lee, and this is Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored.
And I'm Melissa Ford, a.k.a. the Curve Queen.
DJ Damage is nigga in Paris today, so he's not here.
He is. He went there during the hottest days that they've seen in, I don't know, like 100 years or ever. He's probably dying.
I love Paris. I mean, this is where all the people are going to say, stop fucking name dropping. Well, hold on. Just picked it up because I'm about to drop it. So every time I talk to Christian Louboutin, he says that there's a riot happening in Paris. Mm-hmm. They riot on the weekends. Did you know that they actually schedule rioting? How do you schedule being angry? I mean, I don't have a schedule to be angry. Well, yeah, I do.
I don't know. Protesting is organized.
Yeah, but you don't. Okay.
You got to organize the people to know
scheduling a protest is different. They riot on the weekends. They schedule a riot. Like they're burning things, they're breaking down things. Compton ain't never been that organized. Shout out to the Crip organization. They actually reached out to us, by the way. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, some advertising. But anyway, before we get into the bullshit today, thank you for tuning in and listening. Make sure you're streaming this on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeart, and of course watching us on YouTube. So Damage is gone, but the show will roll on. So before Gary Payton gets in here, who's our interview today, I have to tell you, I have a new place that I refuse to talk to people.
Where? The airport?
If you see me in the airport, you can speak to me. You can wave from the gate 43 if I'm at 44.
The bathroom? The
bathroom at the airport. Shout out to that nigga with apparent high blood pressure at the LAX airport this morning. I got off a plane. I went to go get some coffee. I had to urinate, so I left my bags with my friend. I went into the airport bathroom. He was coming out. He saw me, did a double take, went back in the bathroom, fake peed next to me, which was awkward because as I walked in, he was coming from peeing, not washing his hands.
Right.
And then now he's fake peeing next to me. So now I'm like, in my mind, like, if this nigga grabs my dick, I'm really going to fuck him up. He wasn't attractive. So I just, like, I was a little offended. So I put my headphones on. I put my sunglasses on. This is exactly how I just looked at the LAX airport, like the fucking Unabomber, minding my business. What does he do? He grabs my shoulder and says, hey, you're the guy. And I said, bruh, we ain't doing this in the bathroom. And I walked out. Apparently he was offended. Wouldn't you be offended? If you were trying to take a shit and a bitch was under the stall trying to talk to you?
Well, yes, I would. I think that there is an appropriate time and place for people to, indicate their admiration for you. The bathroom while you're taking a shit or a piss is not it.
Yeah, it's just not appropriate. There's no hellos. And then on top of that, this is the worst part. I'm not a germaphobe. I really am not. But I saw you not wash your hands as you walked out from real peeing to come back to fake piss to touch my shoulder. Nigga.
You got cooties and you came straight from there. Don't touch me.
Actually, I went home and I did change my shirt. That's the one thing I did do. But yeah, don't talk to me in the bathrooms, period. I don't want no type of scandal where I was seen in the bathroom having an elongated, is that the right word? Conversation.
I guess. A lengthy.
Is that what it means?
A lengthy conversation.
Well, I use the word right. Niggas are smart these days.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, the bathroom's awkward. It's always weird where people feel like, your fork is right about to, and there's like, hey, can I get a picture? And they grab you. It's like, whoa. Like, it's like celebrity, like, obsession is kind of like, where did common courtesy and manners go?
Well, and let's be clear.
Like, where'd they go?
I am not a celebrity. Save all that shit for Rihanna. I am
just visible, just
recognizable.
Recognizable, somebody with high visibility.
There was
influence.
There was a kid yesterday, so I now have this newfound hobby of walking around and doing basic shit.
Like what?
Like walking through Times Square. Just walking around.
Oh my God, I get heart palpitations walking through fucking Times Square.
Well, listen, it's fun now because these girls, they came up to me yesterday and they go, oh my God, and I go, listen, I'm not Daddy Yankee. I'm not the nigga from Wild 'N Out. I get this all the time. She was like, man, I thought you was that messy nigga from Wild 'N Out. I said, man, I've heard that too. And then,
oh my God, you stole my fucking line.
No, and then as she goes to turn around, her friend looks back at me. I said, I am the messy nigga for Wild 'N Out. But anyway, it was funny. But this 9-year-old stopped me and he said, hey, he goes, hey, man, I got to get a picture with you. I go, man, you know who I am? He goes, yeah, man, you that crazy dude on Wild 'N Out. It was so cute to see like a kid, you know. I mean, that shit I could stop for all day. But all that grown in the bathroom, tugging on my arm, wanting to talk while I'm pissing and you fake peeing type shit, don't do that. Leave me alone.
Okay, well, I think you get a pass on that one.
If you were getting a pap smear and the doctor said, "Hey, aren't you?"
I'm trying to remember if that's actually happened.
Really? Because that's a little beyond invasive if he's like tinkering around in your under your hood, and then all of a sudden, he just recognizes you from like.
Yeah. There's a reason why I like my gynecologists either female or older white men. Like my gynecologist in New York, he was like 90. Okay, so it was all good. Anything?
Yeah, but 90-year-olds get boners. He could have been.
Nah, he wasn't checking for me. Okay. Thank God.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Wendy Williams for bringing me back on her show. I had a good time on Monday. I will say again, I still get nervous doing other people's shit. And then with her, because it's Wendy, I'm just kind of like looking at her like at any moment you could say something that would make me just burn some shit down, and then all of a sudden, I can come back and get beat up because I can't afford all the security that I need at this point. But we went up going to lunch at Fred's.
Barney's.
Fred's
is here.
No, it's Fred's at Barney's.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Fred Siegel.
No, Barney's has a restaurant called Fred's.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry.
So we were there, and we started the lunch by saying private time is private time. So I'm not going to go into everything that we said, but we had a 3.5 hour lunch, and I will just tell you, Wendy fucking Williams, the TV Wendy is cool. The radio Wendy from back in the day is cool, but Wendy Williams in private is everything. So shout out to her.
Awesome. I love Wendy.
She said hello. I told you that.
Yeah, I've done her show a few times.
All right. So there's just really three hot topics I want to get into if we can, because I've been gone from the show.
I know you have. You've been traipsing all over the motherfucking place.
I've just been in New York wrapping up some shit that you all will know about fairly soon.
Yes.
I'm excited about that, but can't talk about it yet. So first I want to talk about Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
Let me first start by saying this. I do not hate you, Jermaine Dupri. Don't anybody send him this link and say Jason Lee was saying he hated you. I don't hate. Jermaine Dupri is somewhat of an icon in music. He's done a lot of great things, back in the 90s. But I have to say, my nigga, you have to stop tripping off with this female rap shit. I think at this point, there's a whole new troll culture online where the only way people get talked about once they've gone to the pasture is to troll, right? Now, I'm not saying Jermaine Dupri's in the pasture, but he's definitely outside baling hay. And I just feel like at this point, Meg Thee Stallion, first of all, let's go back to female rap. Queen Latifah, you've been around the hip hop industry for a while.
Long time.
What was your take on what's your take on the evolution of female rap in hip hop?
Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, there was categories of, female rap stars. And, there's always the notion that in order for a woman to become successful in the music industry, whether it is she's singing or whether she's rapping, you've got to push the sexual envelope. So for every Queen Latifah and MC Lyte, you would have Lil' Kim or Foxy Brown. Dina Howard somehow?
No, she wasn't rap.
No, not really, but she's still kind of.
No, not rap though.
So it's like it's kind of like a choice that you're kind of faced with, but some people just kind of like, that's just who I am, and that's basically the image that I want to promote, and I'm comfortable with it. So it's nothing new. Like Meg Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, like they are the new school of what's already happened. They have not reinvented the wheel. They're just like the 2.0 version of what we've already come to understand is a part of being a female in hip hop. Jermaine Dupri, I can't understand his commentary. I don't get it. It does sound like trolling.
When was the last time we talked about Jermaine Dupri on the show?
Never.
There you go. So I think that, go back to the Queen Latifah era. Queen Latifah, The Brat, Lady of Rage, MC Lyte, Moni Love, Yo-Yo. Those women in that era didn't sexualize music. They weren't objectified as sex symbols, and that wasn't their thing. It was all about lyrics, right? Real hip hop.
Yeah.
Fast forward.
Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper.
Yeah.
Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown came later. And when they came, that was a new sound in music. I think it was Lil' Kim who was first, and then Foxy became the competitor, and it became the Foxy versus Kim thing. And they sexualized music.
No, you also had rappers like Roxanne Shante.
She was not sexy at all. There was no sex appeal about her.
Hold on one second. That is your opinion.
But she was she was not talking about sucking dick and eating her pussy and all that.
No, things have graduated. People have pushed the envelope as far as lyrics have gone. You know, lyrical content has gone. So earlier in the days, it was, you know, they would make sexual innuendos and it would be very tongue in cheek, but it wouldn't be blatant like, you know,
what I'm getting at is that Queen Latifah has never once, and I've known this girl for 26 years, she ain't never once said, I'm gonna slide down the pole, suck a dick, eat my pussy, or nothing like that. No. In fact, her only Grammy, and she's done a lot of good shit, has been for UNITY socking a little nigga walking down the street trying to grab her butt. She didn't even say she didn't say grab my ass, huh? Grab my whatever. My point is that Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown in that era of hip hop were the raunchier, now what is normal new age, what he's now calling strap rap or stripper rap, strap in. I just think this reminds me of a question they asked at this Revolt Summit the other day in Brooklyn. You know, the new age. The dinosaur does not want to let go of the reins to the game. These new kids, if you don't know Lil Pump, and no, it's not a nigga that was born at the gas station. If you don't know Lil Pump and you don't know Meg Thee Stallion and you ain't with that wave and you start talking shit about it, nigga, you're old now. That is the problem. And one more thing. Female rappers should stop talking about their pussies when niggas stop talking about their pussies. How about that? How many years have rappers been talking about fucking bitches and this and that and selling drugs and shooting niggas? Stop talking about that. Don't talk about selling drugs. Don't talk about the stuff you're used to if women can't do it.
Right.
And I'm sure these girls are probably making more money than some of these niggas too.
It's entirely possible. I mean, I can't turn around without hearing about Meg Thee Stallion right now, who I'm a very big fan of. Love her. I just saw her performing the other day in Neon. It was like on some video, and I was just like, what the fuck are your knees made out of? Like, I can't do it.
Well, God bless Meg Thee Stallion's knees. I mean, and I can't look at a chart without seeing Cardi on it. The point, you know,
True.
I just wish that if everybody out there hating on people would find business of their own and be successful at that, we would live in a better place. Right. I just don't know. I think at this point it's trolling. Shout out to all the gay rappers. So Vic Mensa's not gay, but he's wearing a dress, lipstick, and he's doing some extra shit in the video. I don't know. He says he's not gay today. I don't know if he's gay. Maybe he's not. Last time I saw him, he was all up on Justine Skye. I don't know if people knew that. And then there's who's the other gay nigga? Tyler, the Creator. He had talked about, you know, him and Jaden Smith were apparently fucking. I don't know if that's real, but that's what he said.
I know, but Tyler himself is a troll. You know what I'm saying? He prides himself on it. So it's hard to take anything that Tyler, the Creator, says seriously. He's really eccentric.
So thank you for saying that. There's a new term I'm coming out with, troll gay. So there's troll gay. So Lil Nas X is a troll gay, Jaden Smith is a troll gay, and Tyler, the Creator, has now created troll gay. Because they're not really gay. They just troll, so we talk about them like right now. When was the last time we talked about Tyler, the Creator?
I don't remember. I have a head injury, so I don't fucking remember. I don't fucking remember.
Well, I've had a head injury and ain't the one you had, and I can tell you, that didn't help me remember it either. Nobody's talking about these people. So now, since it's so cool to be gay, they're all troll gays. Welcome to the community.
Okay, well, yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to shout out the LGBTQ troll community. All right, what was the other hot topic we wanted to talk about?
A$AP Rocky. So Trump has basically said, you know, he's been using his favorite method of communication, Twitter, to talk about how he's disappointed in the Prime Minister of Sweden for not, you know, letting A$AP Rocky go, blah, 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 et cetera, and all this shit is happening. Here's the problem. There's nothing that Trump can do. There's nothing the prime minister can do. He's staying in jail until his trial. They have charged him with assault.
Go get your man.
I'm gonna need you to go sit somewhere, okay?
Not in a Swedish prison. I know that.
Well, he's going to be staying in a Swedish prison because the Swedish system has no system of bail. So he's there. And also, it's unconstitutional for the prime minister to get involved in an active case. So he's going to be there until this trial concludes.
Here's what should happen. Barack and Michelle should go on a vacation to Sweden.
And break him out?
Nope. Just walk by the prison. I guarantee you they will let him out to send a message to the Cheeto in charge. I personally think Obama has the power to get him out. I watched Michelle Obama speak at the Essence Festival online. I watched it on YouTube. I think she's probably one of the, if not the most inspiring woman that I've seen in the last decade. And I would say I'm going a little further to say even more than Oprah. Because let me tell you why. Michelle seems more relatable. She seems like your cousin, your
auntie.
She's just like the runaway girl, but then she'll slide in some shit that make you realize she's powerful as fuck, right?
She was, a census, just came out. She was voted the most admired woman in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was watching this, but anyway, I think the Obamas can get him out, and I wish ASAP the best. ASAP Ferg had given us an update and said that they had talked and that ASAP Rocky was in good spirits, and he doesn't want to play the race card. So there's that. All right, one last thing before we get to our guest, Nicole Murphy. Now I know Nicole Murphy. Nicole, first, let me just preface this with, I just saw her a couple weeks ago. She's extremely beautiful. We all know, we've seen the pictures recently in Italy. She's extremely fit. Lisa Ray is out here taking shots, and she's not holding any prisoners when it comes to Nicole Murphy. But for those of you that have been living under a rock, Nicole Murphy, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, has apparently been having family time with Antoine Fuqua, a married man who's married to Leela Rashawn, who's Sunshine from Waiting to Exhale. Google those pictures if you don't know, because it's different.
No, Sunshine from Harlem Nights. She was Robin in Waiting to Exhale. I'm sorry.
Google her from Waiting to Exhale. Google her now. She's a different woman. So she's getting beat up online, and basically people are saying that it's her fault that Nicole allegedly kissed in a family way Antoine Fuqua. And they're blaming Leela Rashawn for it, which is because they're saying she's overweight, which I think is kind of fucked up. So, what do you think about that?
First of all, it has been unbelievable. It's been like a fucking tsunami. It's like one thing after the other after the other. And so, just in regards to Layla, I feel really terrible about the fact that people are making a case for why her husband would step out on her because of what she looks like currently, not addressing the fact that, apparently she's carried 2 very difficult pregnancies and allegedly has lupus and takes medication for it, steroids, which leads to, just blowing up a little bit. So one thing has nothing to do with the other. One thing has nothing to do with the other. And I feel my sympathy goes out to her, honestly. Like, I think that it's really unfair that she's being attacked in this when she's the only victim.
So, have you called Nicole?
I don't have Nicole's phone number.
Hold on, let me give it to you. No, but I mean, what do you?
She's probably not answering right now. She's probably changed her number.
What do you think about Nicole? Nicole hasn't really had a lot of public dirt on her name. I mean, people know she dates younger, which isn't a big deal. But I mean, while you think about that, has anybody thought this is Hollywood? Maybe they have an arrangement. Maybe they have a situation where they have an open relationship. Maybe they were there and
it's not really looking.
Maybe Eddie told her the check wasn't going to come and she fell in his arms and all of a sudden he was comforting her and that camera caught the wrong angle.
You're really funny.
I'm just trying to offer. I'm just thinking like Amber Rose. Why are we attacking the other woman? Is her obligation to Layla? Or is it Antoine's?
Well, if you're claiming to be a family friend and, everybo's speculating as to if they really are family friends, but if you're a family friend who's sitting in the living room, then the status of their union. You personally know that. So then to be on a trip far away on some random island and you guys bumped into each other.
But maybe the boat ran out of gas and they had to dock somewhere.
Maybe it did.
Okay, so whose side are you on? Are you on Leela's side or are you on Nicole's side?
I think...
You can't play the middle. You got to take a side.
No, I'm not playing the middle. I think that what's fucked up is the fact that Leela's getting all this heat about what she physically looks like. And I'm just like, this is a woman that was in a 20-year marriage and it's not for us to decide as to why she stayed in a marriage where he's, stepped out on her. It's not for us to decide, and condemn her for the decisions that she's made. She has children, and that's why I never got married, because I needed to have a husband in order to have children. Or that's why I should say I never had children, because I needed a husband. I want that union. I want that nuclear family. So that's important to people.
The niggas ain't being faithful though. That's just not happening.
Well, there's also that lifestyle that people, unless you're in it, you cannot judge. That lifestyle is like as addictive as fucking any drug on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, red ropes being open, red carpets, access to everything and anything in the world, never really hearing the word no, mansions in Bel Air. Come on.
So Melissa's not taking a position. Let me take a position. Nicole was fucking out of pocket. And the nigga Antoine Fuqua, what's his name?
Fuqua.
That nigga was out of pocket too.
Well, here's the other reason why it seems like Nicole's being attacked. It's because she won't. It's because she won't shut up.
No, but it ain't even.
She keeps making statements that contradict. Number one and number two, he hasn't said anything.
It ain't even that. It don't matter. She's a woman. That's why she's getting attacked. Because women get attacked. That's why. When niggas sitting up there like, man, I got my dick sucked. I am back home with my bitch. Y'all can say whatever you want. And Nicole is back there with some football players. She ain't thinking about shit. He ain't thinking about shit. My thing is, this is why I feel like, again, I get attacked all the time because I live in my truth. Y'all can say whatever you want to say about me. All my shit is out there. Ain't no secrets. And this is the problem with, I think, what I do. You know, celebrities get mad when we talk about what you're doing. You out doing fuck shit. If your wife does have lupus and she's sitting at home waiting to exhale, I'm definitely know she's waiting to do that. I mean, you now brought public shame. The girl's deleted her Instagram. Nicole Murphy somewhere with her. Shout out to Nicole Murphy does have an exercise app. I'm sure that shit is on fire. And they're going to go on with their lives. Meanwhile, Black Hollywood, there's a lot of whispering. Loretta Devine. I mean, y'all have to remember, this girl's beloved by everybody.
Who?
Right?
Leela's
beloved by Denzel Washington and his wife.
Let me break down what that circle looks like, what her girlfriend circle looks like. Cookie Johnson, Magic's wife.
She been cheated on.
Pauletta Washington, Denzel's wife.
Sanaa Lathan, he cheated on her too.
Jada Pinkett Smith. Angela Bassett. Vivica Fox. Holly Robinson Pete.
Tina Lawson.
Tina Knowles.
No, she's married. She don't give her
Lawson.
That nigga cheated on her.
You're right, Tina. So look at the circle that she's around of very, very powerful women who know exactly what it feels like to be publicly shamed by indiscretion.
But do you think Nicole Murphy's gonna be able to survive it?
You know what's interesting is people regard her beauty. They hold her beauty in such high regard.
You ain't taking no side.
No, I'm stating fact. Okay. People hold her beauty in such high regard that people will have very short-term memories about that. That's what I think. That's just what I think.
So the prettier you are, the more you can get away with.
Fuck yeah.
Ain't that some shit? Well, shout out to you, Nicole.
Not for everybody.
Well, I'm sure I'll see you at Four Seasons and we'll talk about it. I would love Nicole to come on the show. She ain't coming. All right, Melissa Ford, do you know what time it is?
It's time for another Hollywood hookup.
Okay, so listen, I know we out here in these streets. Sometimes we just hop right off a plane like today. I had to just change my shirt, but before I left the house, I had to spray some Versace. Do people ever come to you and say, hey, do you smell good? You smell good?
They say it all the time.
Do they really?
Yeah.
What part of you do they smell? Neck, arms, hands?
As close as they can get without me tasing them.
Oh, my God. So do they ever ask you what you're wearing?
They do, but I don't really like to come up off my secrets.
Okay, well, listen, I've been trying to ball on a budget, so I had to cut my spending down when it came to extracurricular things like perfume and cologne.
Okay.
Perfume that I give to women and cologne that I give to myself.
I ain't never got no perfume from you.
Well, you've got a lot of happiness.
Okay. I'll take that.
So now that I'm saving money, I had to subscribe to Scentbird. Everybody knows I've talked about Scentbird in the past. It's been a while, but I'm subscribed to Scentbird, and recently they've sent me all this new Versace cologne that I get at a very cheap price.
And it's good for traveling because it's travel size colognes. That's why I like it. And Damage, who's in Paris, he's probably taken everything that Scentbird's ever given him.
So the three colognes that I've tried from Scentbird are Tom Ford, Gucci, and what I got on today, Versace. Here's a couple points about Scentbird that I just want to get out real quick. Just so for those of you listening, thinking about subscribing to the service, it's a luxury fragrance subscription service. So every 30 days, you get a new batch of cologne or perfume.
That's awesome.
Okay, and so there's more than 450 designer brands. Like I said, I have Gucci, Tom Ford, and Versace. And you get to choose the perfume or cologne that you want to try, and they'll send you a 30-day supply of it.
Yes, they do. I just got one like last week.
For all of you out there, just cut straight to the chase. Here's how you can get it right now. With an exclusive offer just for our listeners, you can get 50% off of your first month right now. All you got to do is go to scentbird.com/unlocked, and that's only $7.50 for your first fragrance. So again, that's scentbird.com/unlocked for you to try your first perfume or cologne for just $7.50. Sign up and smell amazing.
And that is your Hollywood hookup.
Okay, so we're just gonna start the show. Gary Payton is in the fucking building. Okay, so Kelvin has provided us with this whole thesaurus of notes on you. But the one thing that jumps out is that you're from Oakland, so I already know the type of person I'm talking to.
For sure.
Oakland don't play. Oakland, you will get fucked up in Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, you all are from the Bay.
Well, Stockton's not necessarily the Bay, but they kind of
Is
lump
it?
us together now because they done came and took over Stockton.
Okay.
No, Stockton is a little bitty Oakland now.
Yeah.
All of them, everybody moving from Oakland up in there, Stockton. So they trying to be a killer city a little bit.
Oh, it's really
Just
rough.
a little bit. It's rough.
Because the
It's rough.
housing
It's all
market
right.
was cheaper in Stockton, but it's just right over the hill.
Right.
Yeah, Modesto, Pittsburgh. That's where everybody moving out of Oakland going to.
Ah.
And I'm gonna tell you, I used to party, but this is back in the day. Jeffries, do you remember Jeffries?
Yeah, that was my spot. You know what I'm saying? You can get a lot of whoop whoops out of there, you know? Yeah, it's all good.
So, okay, so you all know each other. You have a long history.
Yeah, we met in Vegas. We were doing, it was a celebrity poker tournament. Do you remember whose it was? Whose
I don't
event it
even
was?
remember, yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Doing those celebrity poker tournaments and like charity events and shit like that. They were always a lot of
It
fun.
wasn't because Michael Jordan used to have a lot. Well, he had golf, right?
He still does.
He had a golf tournament in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? And then he had all that things. He still does a lot of things. I just came back from one of his little things in North Carolina the other day. So he does a lot still.
Okay, so Floyd Mayweather was explaining to me how basketball has changed, and I'm gonna try to. I don't watch a lot of
Soft
sports.
shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's mad. So wait, hold on.
Wait.
Yeah.
He basically was saying in the era where you played, where Jordan played, and he wasn't. I don't know that he was trying to say. He was basically saying you guys played real basketball. It was like there was a lot more
It was very physical,
aggressive and physical than it is now. Now it feels like it's fucking
Everybody's
high school
flopping
or
all
something.
over the fucking place.
The 80s started that shit off. So, you got Magic and Bird and all of them. They was doing it with the Mahorns and the Detroit Pistons and the Knicks, with Oakley and them. They started that shit in the 80s. And then all of a sudden we came in the 90s and we had better basketball players because you can have at every position. The 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4 was hella strong. So we can fight, knock everybody upside their head, be physical and everything. We don't have to play this PlayStation shit where you shoot threes and everybody be on the ha, 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 ooh, 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 you know what I'm saying? And go through your legs, bring it back and all that ooh-ah shit. We was trying to go at you. And then plus we didn't have the AAU. The AAU is fucking up all basketball because what y'all do is y'all be friends. Y'all friends until y'all like 13, 14 years old, and then by the time y'all come to go to the pros, y'all already done said, okay, I'm gonna be big time, you gonna be big time. By the time our contract get up in the league, we're gonna play together.
So it's more of a collaborative sport and not a competitive sport.
That's what it is. And then during our day, we had to get drafted with each other. So when I played Michael Jordan in '96 and he beat me, it wasn't no way in the motherfucking hell that I was gonna go and collaborate with him. I was a free agent in the same year, and I went right back to Seattle. I am not going to play with Michael Jordan. That ain't gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? You just whooped my ass, so why I'm gonna team up with you? Now I want to get back at you.
So it's more personal.
It's personal, and then every day we don't come out in the summers. We don't go boating, banana boating together. We don't do all that shit. Man.
So I just went to the Summer League game in Vegas, and it was just like that. I mean, I didn't even know.
Everybody was there.
Y'all don't even seem like rivals. It's like a big country club of players, and then they had the strip clubs together. Like they had Lebron, Tristan, all these different people from all these different teams were like hanging out together. So I mean,
Rivalry was rivalry back in your day.
That's just because, like I said, they more friends now, man. They all want to be homeboys and hang out. You know what I'm saying? They want to work out with each other. During my day, man, I ain't working out with John Stockton. I ain't working out with Reggie Miller. I don't care about y'all. You know what I'm saying? When I get into the season, I want to bust your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to be the number one point guard in the NBA. You trying to be the number one point guard. It ain't gonna work for both of us. Because if you get $180 million, you ain't gonna give me 90.
Nothing.
You ain't give me shit. So I wanted 109. I wanted 180. So and I ain't give you nothing either. You know
Why you
what I'm
sound like an Oakland nigga from MacArthur?
because shit, I grew up on High Street. Shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm on that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no friend dude, man. You know what I'm saying? If I get my
But don't you feel like the fans deserve that though? Because I just got
they do.
I just did Mike Tyson's podcast, and I was saying to him, I remember the era watching you play, watching Jordan, and just watching the game of basketball, then watching Tyson go and fight, whether he beat you up on the street or in the ring. It was like, it was exciting. Now it's just like, I ain't about to watch this.
I have zero interest.
I will have a floor seat at the Lakers game just to get free drinks. I don't even care who the fuck is playing.
Same. The only reason why I was even interested in this season is because the Raptors actually made it to the finals and took it all away. I'm sorry. I'm still surprised.
Oh, you're a Canadian, huh?
I am still Canadian.
You happy about that today?
What?
About the championship?
Yeah,
okay, for sure. That's about the only one and the last one y'all gonna get to. Boy, that shit is over.
You are entitled. You might might be right.
shit's
But here's the
over.
thing, because I was getting really tired of watching, what's their name? Golden State. Just like, oh, they won again. Oh, they won again. Nothing against the Bay, but there is no excitement. There's no intrigue. There's no like surprise element left to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoyed watching basketball when you all were on the court because, I mean, the brawls that you guys would get into, you knew you didn't like that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Melissa trying to say that, but she liked them short ass shorts we had on. Too. She liked that too, though.
I mean,
but no,
yeah.
you're right. I mean, but Golden State, when Durant went there, it was just a little bit different. You know, you had superstars that was already there. Golden State was a little different. They drafted everybody into their thing, and then Durant took them over the top. Mm-hmm. You had to dethrone them. And then when they got hurt and then a lot of stuff started going down, they dethroned. Now they're going to be on a rebuilding side. And now what the NBA is trying to do is they're trying to have two superstars on each team to equal out everything. And that's what's happening now in the NBA. Everybody has a superstar to play.
So is it more of like a marketing thing now?
That's what it is. The NBA is more marketing now. You know what I'm saying? So you're seeing these big contracts. Guys signing for 4 years, $190 million.
Crazy.
They signed for crazy money, man. So they got to get their paper back, and it's going to be like this. It's going to be overseas. They getting big in overseas because I still work for the NBA. It's cool. You know, I might not.
Wait, what's
like
big
it.
overseas? Like merch and stuff, or licensing, all that?
Everything.
Okay.
That's why we having games over there. You know, I'm about to go into China to do a game over there.
So it's NBA all over the world.
All over the world.
Okay, so when we see these contracts like Kawhi, right? He just got 140 or 100 something crazy.
He put it down. He got 103 now. For 3 years.
Well, that's a fucking lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
So when we see those big numbers, the NBA is really caking up though outside of the U.S.
Well, come on now. The TV deal was worth almost $5 or $6 billion.
Damn.
So there we go. And y'all got to think about it. The NBA owners, this ain't where they became billionaires from. They ain't billionaires from owning a basketball team. They bought a basketball team.
Right.
That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with Ballmer. Ballmer was with Microsoft, man. That man worth almost $36 billion. Man.
From the Clippers.
The Clippers.
I went to a panel he was speaking at, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, I was in college, and my dorm mate knocked on my door and asked me to work with him, and I was like, fuck it."
And it was Bill Gates.
It was Bill Gates.
Yeah.
So he caked up, and then
Well, you know, they was with us in Seattle. They all.
That's where it's from.
Seattle.
Yeah.
That's where they all be. You know, when I was a youngster just getting in the league, they always on the sideline for us. Ballmer, Paul Allen, Gates, all of them was right there. They was all sitting there watching me play basketball. And then they just ventured out, you know, and started buying teams and stuff like that. And that's what it was. But you know, these dudes, man, they don't make money like that. They make money from what they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So money is going to be big like that.
So speaking of Kawhi, like he's creating a really interesting legacy of jumping from team to team, you know, that are winning championships. Like, do you think that, you know, that's the new wave? Like, do you think that he's doing smart business?
All of them have to do smart business. It's just like when LeBron came here. LeBron didn't just come here to play basketball. LeBron doing what he got to do. He making Space Jams right now. You know what I'm saying? His money is all around around the city right now.
TV, everything. Film.
He's doing everything, all the Showtime stuff and all like that. He made a point to make it where when he get out of basketball, he gonna be straight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And he gonna be somewhere where his kids can be cool. It's a good weather out here. They're having a fast life. They're gonna get more businesses, more things going on. And then his crew, you know, his crew, Rich Paul, who owns the agency. You know, you got Maverick, who was running a lot of his stuff. So these guys are making business moves.
Yeah.
And I like that. See, in our era, if we'd have took our dues and made the same business move, it would have been cool. But we paved the way for them.
It seemed
And
like you
that's
guys.
what it was.
It seemed like you guys were more interested in building a team rather than just being kind of self-contained, which is the new wave of what the players are doing now.
Well, that's what they're doing. You know, they're more of let's sign a 2 or 3 year deal. Let's make our mark here, see what we can do. Let's control some, and then if it's not, let's bounce. You know, I think Kawhi did it a little different. He was with San Antonio, then he got hurt, and then they messed it up, and then he got traded to Toronto. He wasn't gonna go to Toronto anyway.
But he was. How long was he in Toronto? 1 year.
1 year. That's it. He wanted to come home anyway. You know, he
Yeah,
wanted
but
to
you
come
win the
here anyway.
championship, don't? I mean, when you want to stay and try again?
But that's not their mentality now. He wanted to be at home.
Yeah.
He wants to be here where he's from and play for this team. It's just like what KD did. people don't understand. KD grew up watching the Knicks in New York basketball. He wanted to play there before he ended his career. So that's where he wanted to go. But what's happening is they're controlling that. They can control these owners. It's just like what Kawhi did. Kawhi told the Clippers, I want to play with this guy right here, Paul George. Make it happen.
And
Went
they
and
did.
got him, made it happen, and he signed with him.
So here's where I'm confused. Speaking of KD, now I remember back in the day in the NBA, everybody seemed very like well manicured and put together. I mean, you were fly. Everybody was like had hair. What the fuck, KD's hair? Is there not is there not an NBA regulation that says like nigga cut it off or put a cap on or fucking? They got new.
He's not flipping fucking burgers.
They
dude.
have hair. They like permanent cemented wigs now. For niggas can get that. Like seriously.
Well, tell me who you think got that. So since we gonna front it out, let's see who you think got it.
I'll put this out there.
What's
So
that?
Matt Barnes called me one day and said, "Hey man, KD wants to get hooked up with April Jones. Didn't know she was getting banged out by Fizz, but
Oh
anyway."
my God, Jason.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But shout out to them. But no, I mean, I was like, yo, like
I'm gonna shout out to him too. Good job. Yes, all right.
I mean, KD can slide in her DMs. He doesn't need me, but what he does need is there is this barber named Mickey. She does make wigs for men. Has it just changed now where like there's less, they don't really care anymore like what you do?
Fuck that. Just do bald head, man, and be on with that shit, man. All that bullshit, man. All I gotta go to the thing and see if it's tapering and it's black around here, man. Go on, man. Just get a bald head and be sexy bald headed, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Okay, Gary, listen, let me ask you something. Young bucks, they walk around and they're a little arrogant, and a lot of them, like, you're arguably one of like the best point guards that ever played the game, but a lot of them kind of talk a lot of shit like they can take you guys on all if they matched up against you in your day, the Gary Paytons, Dennis Rodmans in the 90s,
Tore their ass up. Tore their fucking ass up. And they know that. I would have had a pleasure whooping them niggas' ass. But they forget. I was 21 too. And they think that they were more talented than me in 21. That's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I probably was hella good. And matter of fact, I was hella good.
He's from Oakland.
You know what I'm saying? I was hella good. That's why they put HOF behind my motherfucking name. So you know what I'm saying? So I ain't even really tripping off them, man. They can think what they want to think, but we ain't got no time. We ain't got no time capsule or none of that shit.
But what is this new era of like trying to disrespect the legends of anything? Because even like with the
in
rappers
hip-hop,
nowadays, like Tupac wasn't shit or Biggie wasn't shit. Like what is that? Because I don't remember you guys ever hating on the like the people that played before you.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, again, I don't watch sports all the time, but back in the day when basketball was on TV, I watched because it was just entertaining to see how motherfuckers was really gonna come for you.
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't talking about meta world peace and his crazy ass.
Damn. Boy, you be going to people dumb.
No, he's a friend of ours. He's been up
Yeah,
here.
we love him.
Yeah.
We love him.
No, he my dude too.
Yeah,
but
I love
you
him.
know what? It's just a different era. These dudes just got a different era. And then you got to think about it. Their mamas is about 40, 45 years old. So these dudes like
watch
20,
out.
21. So, they grew up hanging out with their moms and pops in a way where it's a homeboy situation, man. With us, man, our parents is 80, 85 years old, man. We ain't going for that shit.
Right.
You can get slapped, get your ass whooped.
Right.
Fucking with them, man. So we had to have respect. But it's like nowadays, I see Dr. J, I see George Gervin. It's homage. I don't care what it is. If I'm sitting right here and he out there in that lobby, I'm gonna go out there and holler at him before he holler at me. You know what I mean? It's just respect like that. It's just that the way we was grown, we were raised a little different than what they are. And they think because they get all this money, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I'm big time. You know what I'm saying?
Till they get caught messing around with Jordan Woods at a house party. Track Tristan. We still on your ass, nigga. Motherfucker. No, so like when people say, oh, Jordan's the best or Kobe's the best or Jordan versus Kobe, why does that even have to be a conversation? Because I feel like there's so many great players in the game of basketball. It doesn't matter who was the greatest. It does matter.
No, I like what you're saying because I do the same thing. It ain't no greatest to me. All of them played. They all was good. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be only one Michael Jordan. It's only gonna be one Kobe Bryant.
There's only one Gary Payton. There's only one Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman too.
Yeah, one Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
One Bill Russell. It was one Larry Bird. Man, one Magic. Man, it ain't about all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's about they're gonna be one of the greatest basketball players to ever play. That's why they up in that Hall of Fame thing, man. It is what it is, and that's an opinion to me. It's opinion, and that's why it's always going to stay an opinion. So I don't category or I don't rate players. I think they're always great.
Considering that you're one of the best defensive players that's ever played the game, currently, who would you say kind of gives you the, when you watch them, you're like, oh, they harken back to your time?
They doing it. It's only two of the little young cats that I really, really dig. It's Beverly, who plays for the Clippers right now, and then the boy Marcus Smart, who plays for the Boston Celtics. Both of them got dog in them. They played it both ways to me. They don't really play both ways like I did because I can score. Them two are a little different. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they can score like I used to score. But the two that can score on both ends of the floor that way I did it was Paul George and Kawhi.
Right.
So they can do it, but the dog ones, I think it's Beverly and Marcus Smart.
And speaking of Kawhi going to the Clippers, what do you think this season's going to look like with LeBron on the Lakers and Kawhi on the Clippers? Like, is it gonna?
Well, it's brought a lot of excitement to LA for sure.
Well, LA gonna be the hottest thing in ever, man, because everybody's gonna be at the game. It's gonna be back to that all that fame and all the superstars, they're gonna be there. And then I'm gonna be at all the games when them two play each other because I want to see them two go against the other two. But I think the Clippers, to me, have the better basketball team because they got a more round the team. The three with Beverly, Paul, and Kawhi. With the three guards, I don't think nobody gonna be able to fuck with them because they're gonna D a lot of people up.
There was so much hype when LeBron first came to LA, and everybody thought he was, gonna bring the championship back. And then him and what's the nigga with the Acme's name? What was his name? Huh? The ball kid, Lorenzo,
whichever one.
Lonzo. He's fixed his skin, but I'm just fucking with him. He's like, but everybody was like, oh, they're gonna do this and that, and they did nothing. And the city was like wanting to burn. I think they even spray painted over wherever LeBron was at.
They were angry.
In terms of fan loyalty, because I think about Kawhi just leaving Toronto, and when
we knew we weren't going to be able to hold
but when LeBron left the Cavaliers, people were like, they wanted to kill LeBron. I mean, it was like, did people care like that back in the day? If people traded, or did people not trade as much like that?
We wasn't like that though.
You weren't like
we
that.
We didn't leave like that.
Yeah.
So it's a little different. Now it's a show. This is a show.
Because when I think of you, I think of the green jersey.
Yeah.
It was green.
That was green and gold.
Yeah.
It was cold.
Yeah, but I mean,
cold.
No, but I remember, now, with some of these players, I got to fucking Google shit and see what.
I was just about to ask y'all. Y'all probably can't name a couple of players on a lot of teams, huh?
I can't.
Yeah, I know.
I can't.
I know.
But I knew where players were back then.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between what's happening because most of our players on our team can make the All-Star team. Probably about 4 or 5 players on our team can make the All-Star team. Nowadays, it's only one person gonna make it on this team, so that's why they're trying to equal it out now. So because now it's gonna make it hard for the West because a lot of people ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Because they over here. But what LeBron then went through. First of all, the Lakers wasn't like that in the first place. When they drafted them dudes, man, them dudes was working in the makings. You know what I'm saying? And then they just gave up on them. That's it. Just like how they do the boy Russell. When he went to Brooklyn and now made the All-Star team, now he with Golden State. They're makeup, man. They only go to college for 1 year. They really not ready.
Right.
The motherfuckers ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? They think they ready because of the simple fact you getting drafted so high, but you don't know how to play basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I was coming out, I stayed in school for 4 years. And then I still came in my first 2 years, I got my ass whooped. You know, and then Mike was killing me. You know what I'm saying? And then my third year, I said, fuck that, let me change this. You know what I'm saying? Let me start working out. And then I became who I was. These dudes, if you think about it, a lot of them get lost. A lot of these top players get lost. It's only a few that's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it goes. And we seeing that in basketball now. They just want to do that.
When Damian Lillard is a rapper, did you know that?
Yes, sir. That's my kid. Now, don't you say nothing bad about
well,
him now, all right? Yeah, I don't care. His name Dame Dollar, man. Leave him alone now, man. That's my partner.
No, here's what I was going to ask.
That's my little youngster, man.
So somebody said, Damian Lillard is a rapper. I said, man, give me that nigga's number. So I texted him. I said, just text him out the blue. Hey, man, if you ever need help, push your music. He was like, I don't need no help. I was like, well, fine then, nigga. Good luck.
You know where he from, though, right?
He's from the Bay.
You got from Oakland. Don't say no Bay. He's from Brookfield in Oakland. Man.
I don't want no smoke.
Yeah, you don't need no smoke.
But I will say is he's extremely successful.
Yeah.
But with the basketball players transition over to music, did they do that back in the day?
Nah, man.
They didn't, right?
I mean, we tried that shit in
Shaq
'93, man.
Shaq
When I
and
tried to rap
Kobe
it, we
and-
did that
Really?
bullshit at a compilation, man. It was cool though, man.
It's just 'cause,
You know,
like,
it was just something to do, man. It was just
If
something
you
to
from
do.
the Bay, you want to rap it. So, you know.
Well, I
so-
had Short helping me too, man. So it was kind of cool. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So we was trying something. That's when music started to really come into the NBA. That's when rap and stuff started to really, really pick up in the NBA. Now we got more music and rappers coming to a lot of NBA things.
Oh,
and
for
making it
sure.
all. It's more of a show now.
No,
with
for
them.
sure, yeah.
With us, we wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because we had the older players, John Stockton, Karl Malone. Them type of dudes wasn't into that. They wasn't into that. They wasn't into all the raps and everything, man. You know, they might have had some country music or something.
Who was on the Sacramento Kings in that era? Your
Vlade Divac,
Your friend,
Weber, Chris
Weber,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of
No, not Weber.
Mike
I was
Bibby,
like,
There was
Mike
Weber-
Bibby,
Mike Bibby. I remember Mike Bibby.
Yeah, who else they had? They had Vlade Divac, who
Yeah,
was
yeah.
who was the general manager.
See, this is what I'm saying. You knew who the players were based on the teams. Now, I mean, especially like when
You're like, which team is that motherfucker on now? He's just, yeah, exactly. Can't keep track.
All right, so who were we just about to talk? Do you think Golden State can come back, or is it over? Like they had a good run.
They had a good run, man.
trying
It's
to
one of
create a
them
dynasty.
dynasty. It was one of the dynasties. They won 3 championships out of 4 years. That's good. You know,
Yeah.
you try to do something with like the Bulls did. You know, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, they won 3 out of 5 championships. They went to championship 5 times in a row. So it's good. I think KD leaving. He don't want to put him over the top for the last 2.
For sure.
Okay, Clay ain't gonna get back until February. Now you got Curry, who's gonna play by himself, and I think Draymond is a good basketball player. You add DeMar, you add Russell, so we'll see. They just rebuild. They need a bench.
So you're still with the NBA. You're commentating.
No, I do a lot of stuff go overseas. You know, I'm
You
doing
got to
NBA
commentate
care.
because you know all this shit. Like you know
Yeah,
everything.
see, but you know, I can't say the shit that I'm saying now.
Why?
You know, because they gonna take
I'm
me off.
tired of
They
hearing
gonna take me off.
Charles Barkley. Didn't they cancel him after the nigga said some dumb shit in Arkansas?
Never.
Why?
No.
Because
Never.
he's like,
he here.
Yeah.
See, and TNT will never cancel him because he real, and there are a lot of people like him, and he done won like
But why
6,
would-
7
why-
Emmys in a row.
but why
You know,
wouldn't
and
you work though?
Because I'm just a little different, man. I ain't that type of dude, man. I like to get off. I like to be free and do things that I want to do, and this stuff that I'm doing now, I like better. You know what I'm saying? So I can go and help the kids when the NBA cares and stuff like that, and going around. I like doing things like that. I don't like getting in the studio all day talking about some players, and then if I want to say something about a player, I can't say that about a player because
Yeah.
I'm so real. You know what I'm saying? And then
Damn.
they really scared of me about doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't every day hear a motherfucker talk about, Gary, you can't say this and that. Man, take this job and fuck yourself.
You know
what I'm saying?
who he would be great with?
Ooh.
Gilbert Arenas.
I was about to say that.
Well,
yeah,
he always
Gilbert.
talks shit too. I got to get on his ass in a minute. I heard he was talking about he did me and shit like that. I ain't forgot about that. Somebody done told me about this shit. I got to hear the interview.
You two together would be, oh my God, it'd be great.
Yeah, Gary, question. So social media, you know, is just like reign supreme. What do you think life would have been like while you were in the league with social media?
No, let's be specific. Let's be specific.
No, it's-
The guy with the bushy ass eyebrows, D'Angelo Russell, he had filmed Nick, what's Swaggy P, who
Swaggy
was up
P,
here.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He filmed him privately talking about cheating on his girl and put it out.
So what you think I would have did to him?
You're from, it says
What you
Oakland.
think I would've did for
He
him?
would have got his ass whooped.
Oh boy, I would have whooped him every time we went to practice.
But would they have ever even violated that kind of brother? Like,
It wouldn't have been no violation code like that, man.
Yeah.
So that's so fucked up
That's a
about this
different
Instagram
era, yeah.
and Twitter shit and all these phones, man. Where these motherfuckers always putting out and they be sneaking in over here. So that's some whole shit to me. You know what I'm saying, man? Why you want to do all that, man? We together every day, man. Let it go, man. If you hating on me about something, don't hate on me about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let it go, cause I don't care what you do. You shouldn't care about what I do. I'm a grown man just like
Right.
you are. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't care what you do in your household. Me and you just gotta play basketball.
and why are
together.
you filming me in the locker room?
For what?
I'm still
That
confused
sounds like
about
some
the
gay
whole
shit
thing.
I'd be doing. I mean, not gonna say I'm not pointing no fingers. Okay, I want to bring up something real quick. Okay, so this I'm gonna say this really slow. Okay, so in 2015, the assault relationship that you were charged with. Now we live in a culture where it's cancel culture. Before you're even going through the process, you were found acquitted by an all-female jury. So clearly it didn't happen, right? Nowadays, anything pop up on a phone or somebody say something, your whole career is canceled. Your legacy is ruined. Everybody, all sponsors want to drop you. I said on the Breakfast Club, this new Me Too shit is the new HIV. I'm not trying to bait you into saying something crazy, but I'm just saying I feel like now you can throw it on anybody. You can say anything, and people just automatically strip you of everything you worked hard for. Mm-hmm. The fact that you went through it and were acquitted and all of that, do you look at today's culture and go, this is some crazy shit?
Yeah, I do. And I look at the football players and how they get in so much trouble with these women. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I just think that you got to be.
You're talking about Sean Merriman?
Everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody who getting in trouble with this, it's just like we have to be careful with ourselves. Mm-hmm. I make myself accountable for putting myself in that situation to don't even know about the person who you're dealing with and
the type of person they can be.
How they can be. You know what I'm saying? If you're out there and you hungry for some bread and you know you didn't do nothing. And women do get mad sometimes, men like men. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets mad and then they want to get back at that person because their feelings have taken over and now it's bad. You know what I'm saying? So I just think don't put yourself in that situation. Stay out of situations like that. Now that they got these damn phones, start filming them motherfuckers too. You know what I'm saying? Every time something happens, have a little safety thing or put a mic on or something so you can hear what's really, really going on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling these kids, man, don't get yourself in that situation to get mad enough to try to put your hands on somebody to even put it in that situation, and know that's a camera everywhere. You know there's always going to be a camera somewhere.
And even if it's not in her hand, it's up there, it's over there.
Yeah. It's in the sky. The government got us right now, man. You know what I'm saying? So don't put yourself in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And I learned from that mistake in 2015 to not ever be in that situation ever
But
again.
you could tell you learned because you said, I learned in situation instead of blaming and pointing fingers, because now it's just like somebody come out with everybody's this person did it, that person did it, and I just feel like if you're trying to like protect your bag, protect your legacy, like, and why put yourself in a situation?
Yeah, well, whenever people see a situation like that unfold, whether it's like, you know, a newbie in whatever league, or, you know, just anybody who's high profile, a lot of questions, like when it comes to like the rookie symposium, does the league prepare you for the attention that you're going to get from women who may not have like the best intentions? And what does that preparation even look like? Who's talking? What's that curriculum look like? I've really always wondered that.
Well, the NBA does have it as a rookie seminar. So they put you in a situation where they have the security come out there. They tell the security, they tell you about different scenarios that didn't happen to a lot of people.
So all rookies go through that?
All rookies
Rookie
go
symposium?
through it. Everybody's supposed to go through that. And they give you numbers to come out and say, hey, you know, call these people and communicate. They even set up people the next day. When I was in it, you get set up. They'll go hire some hookers.
Like some real role play type shit?
Role play type shit. Like you go and you see you in a bar and let her go at you and see if you get caught up. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We used to have that during our day, and then all of a sudden the next day they come and say, yo, see, this is what happened. And then you feel a fool because he just told you.
But now you got it.
Yeah, he just told you what was going to happen, and then you went right out there 2, 3, 4 hours later and do the same shit. So it's not cool, but you got to listen. That's what we have to do. We just have to listen.
See, it's like Kyle. They need to add me to the symposium. I haven't. Hear me out. Kyle Kuzma, right? I liked him when he was in Utah. You know, I thought he was whatever. He came to LA. I'm like, oh, this is a good guy. I've met him around Floyd. I thought, oh, he's a cool, you know, humble guy. Exchanged information, whatever. And then I try to get him on my show. So he says to me, oh, I'm going to come on the show. I'm going to come. He keeps doing this, but in the same breath, it's like, can you hook me up with India Love? Can you hook me up with India Love? I'm like, nigga, you can't get pussy on your own. Like, you come to the gay guy to get your pussy. You're fucked up. So I'm like, okay, like, nigga, like, I'm not getting you no pussy. India's not interested. I've already told her she ain't messaged you back. Stay out her DMs. Let's move on. This nigga stopped calling me, right? So I see him at a party. I had a little bit to sip, but they don't understand I'm from Stockton. They think this is LA shit, right?
You know what, Gary, you know what I call him? You know his nickname is Scorched Earth.
Kyle's had a little bit too much drink and he goes, hey man, I said, nah nigga, I didn't get you no pussy and you didn't call me. And everybody was like, oh fuck.
Where the front mouth? Where the front mouth? Yeah, if you feel that way.
And the girl he had fucked was standing right there and said, and y'all fucked and you trying to holler at me, tell her that you was trying to get me to get you some pussy from India Love.
Damn.
I blew up all this shit.
You blew up everything.
Then his publicist stood up, she said, excuse me. See, this is where the symposium comes in, right? She says, excuse me. I said, if you just took a picture of me 5 minutes ago as a fan. Now you're his protector. This nigga ain't getting no pussy. You ain't getting no more photos. Fuck all of you and have a good night. Yeah, that was a fun.
You went at his dome, huh?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
And his homeboys, they started like, trying to stand around him. I said, first of all, y'all niggas hit me. I'm going to be on some y'all be the gay nigga type shit when I leave here. Fuck, NBA cares. It'll care all right that y'all be on Instagram. Anyway, I digress. The Symposium is important.
Yeah, anyway, speaking of shit talking, let's bring it back to you.
Why you don't never have Gary co-host when I'm gone? You need an edge. Oakland, California, we need to always have.
Okay, so listen, the invitation.
We gotta always have a bay.
Always.
All y'all gotta do is call me. It's all
invitation
good.
is now extended, Gary. So you are more than welcome anytime this one's out of town.
All right.
Yes, you could.
Sure.
You could sit first chair and just be as reckless as you fucking want to be.
For sure.
But you are one of the most prodigious, shit talkers in the league. So is Michael Jordan. Who's better?
Was Michael Jordan a shit talker?
Oh my God!
Wait, was Michael Jordan a shit talker?
He was
kinda, man. I mean, shit. Reggie was cold, but the coldest motherfucker was Larry Bird. Fuck everybody.
Really?
No.
Larry Bird was a shit.
The white boy?
What?
Okay, so you have to give us a snapshot.
Tell you where he gonna shoot it in your mouth and tell you I got a Christmas present for your ass.
Not while you're playing.
While you playing, he'll say, I'll shoot this motherfucker right here from the 3 and it's gonna be all net and I'm gonna look around and slap you on your ass and say, I told you, Rook. He'll do some shit like that. Now, he was cold. Now he was cold. And he can do the shit though. That was the cold thing about it.
He was great.
Okay, but wasn't there like different degrees of shit talking? There was, shit talking about, your ability on the court, but then didn't the shit talking get real dirty, like in terms of like
like
women?
Derek Fisher coming to your house while you're away?
Something like that.
I fuck with Matt Barnes, man. I fuck with Matt Barnes.
That's my partner too.
I fuck with Matt
Both
Barnes.
of my partners, man. But
Derek Fisher's about to get that
Okay.
work.
Okay, so hold on. So
Damn.
so wait, isn't what Derek Fisher kind of sort of did a violation in terms of?
I'm not.
No.
That's his friend.
I plead the fifth. Hey, look here.
Nick Cannon.
Them two, they worked it out. Shit, it's all good. That Nick Cannon shit, I plead the fifth. Yeah, I ain't on that. I don't know what happened. Shit, I don't know.
Guess what, everybody? It's time for another Hollywood hookup.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Okay, so guess what I love most about coming to this new studio besides the views?
I'm not a genius. Why don't you tell me?
I love the perks of all the snacks outside and the sparkling grapefruit essence water. It's really freaking dope. Okay?
Real Valley girlish, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I like it. I don't know. But while it's really nice to have like a handful of trail mix and some water that tastes like pamplemousse.
Oh my God.
That's not enough to subsist on, and neither is your workplace life insurance. This is where Policy Genius comes in. To Mr. CEO, this is directed to you.
Tell me about it.
Policy Genius is the easy way to shop for life insurance online. In minutes, you can compare quotes from top insurers to find the right amount of coverage at the best possible price.
We're all trying to save some money.
That's right. The Policy Genius team can look at your workplace life insurance policy and help you decide what else you might need and what you don't. And Policy Genius doesn't just make life insurance easy. They can also help you find the right home insurance, auto insurance, and disability insurance.
Nice. So it's like a one-stop shop pretty much.
I wish I'd had this during my accident, so, I could have collected a coin, but it didn't happen. I didn't know about Policy Genius.
But now you do.
Now I do. So remember, workplace life insurance policies are like workplace snacks. Better than nothing, but not quite enough. Head to policygenius.com today and find out how to supplement your workplace life insurance and better protect your family. Policy Genius, it's like a buffet made of life insurance.
Man, you should read their ads for them.
And what could be more delicious than that? And that is your Hollywood hookup. Okay, so, but no, the degrees of shit talking, like in terms of, like what was the dirtiest thing? Like, come on, you got to tell us what's like one of the dirtiest things you've ever heard a player say to another one that just threw him off his game on the court.
I wasn't really fucking with none of them, man, because I was always talking shit to them. I talk about their mama. I talk about
on the court, really?
About that girlfriend, I wouldn't give a fuck. If somebody talking about they fuck my wife, who gives a fuck?
Wait, but are they saying all that while you guys are playing?
Yeah, man.
You never see them just talking on the court?
I'm with your wife last night, nigga. What's up? Yeah, I was with yours too, nigga. What was up, nigga? While you was hitting her, I was hitting yours.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I got to go back at you, man. I ain't tripping off all that.
I think they should mic the players.
Oh, they'll lose TV ratings.
Ooh.
They'll lose it. Ain't nobody fucking with that. They'll be all bad. You know what I'm saying? No.
Maybe not ratings, but they lose as advertisers.
Right now, in our era, they'd have lost all TV deals. Especially big like me. Shit, I would have been on some shit, boy. Every word, cuss word. You know what I'm saying? What? Nah.
So the Gary Payton Foundation, do you still do that now?
I do.
Okay, so just tell if you can say a little bit about what that foundation does.
Well, the foundation is basically about more than kids. I want to have a lot of kids come out of Oakland, California, out of the neighborhoods who don't have an opportunity to go to college. They have these 4.0s and things like that, and then they don't have no money to go there if they don't get a scholarship. So I'm the guy that come in and save. I'm Robin Hood. I want to give them money to start everything off, and then I want Yale, I want Harvard, them to see what they got, and then when they go and apply for it, they don't have to be like, man, I ain't got my first year's tuition. So if we give them the first year tuition, then they go up in there and then they get scholarships and show them in the education wise, now I can get some help. I can get some funding. And then next year, we're going to try to do the same thing. And I try to bring everybody out. We got a thing in Oakland, California called the SB Awards 2 now for all kids coming out of the neighborhood. And
you do that?
And I do it.
We should invite us up.
We're going to invite you up. We just had it about 2 months ago.
Nice.
And we give 10 kids $10,000 a piece, you know what I'm saying, to start their stuff off. And we try to make it where we get them an opportunity to get out of Oakland, man. You got to get out of Oakland, man. And
people don't understand. I look at my Facebook sometimes, all the people back home in Stockton talking about Stockton. It's just like, if you just take one trip, one trip and save up a couple months pay to pay your rent and get around, find you a job. Once you get out, you're going to get so inspired.
Right. And that's what I want these kids to do because they see the same thing. They see just Oakland, man. I say, let's go see the world, man. Let's go to Italy. Let's go to Rome. Let's go to Milan and stuff like that, man, and see what you can do. You know what I'm saying? And see your world out there, man, that's going to be something for you. Even go fucking visit Idaho or some shit, man. Do anything, but you got to get them out of that realm of stop trying to say I'm going back to Oakland where that's it, you know, and be on the corner. Because when you go to the corner liquor store, you're going to see that same dude. You're going to see that same dude being there 10 years later. And then he going to be doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So we got to try to pick these kids up who got a lot of talent, and I want them to get out there and show that they got talent.
But even the work you're doing to build safe parks, I mean, people don't really think about, you know, Oakland, back in the days, probably still today, drive-by shootings, Stockton, drive-by shootings. I got shot in a drive-by shooting. I mean, you just know, like, people, so much violence, and a kid who doesn't have a safe place to play, where do you get out that energy? Sitting at home on the fucking PlayStation. That's why half these kids are not as productive as we were back in the day, because we used to have to go outside and stay out.
Yeah.
Good for you to say that, because I'm trying to get a charter school started. And a charter school is for kids just like that. So they scared to go around in the neighborhoods after they get out of school, walk through the neighborhood or catch the bus through there, and then all of a sudden what they got something that, hey man, go take this for me and do this real quick, and then they in trouble. I want buses and stuff to bus them to somewhere to my school and then give them like arts and craft, learning how to do a keyboard, dancing, you know what I'm saying, painting and stuff like that. Whatever you want to do, you want to be swimming and do all that stuff. We want them to do that and then get out of the neighborhood and then bus them back to the crib so they ain't got to be worried about all of that stuff, man. And that's what we're trying to get these kids to get in their mind.
There's two people I can introduce you to. One, Marshall Tuck. He ran for Marshall Tuck?
Yeah.
So he's really active in charter schools. And there's another woman, I have to go back and get her name, but I have her information. She's connected to all of the big like oil funders who fund charter schools.
Because hook that up, man.
I make that connection.
Hook that up.
Because I did this before, Hollywood Unlocked. I worked in a nonprofit helping like parents, black and brown parents, advocate for ed reform. And I would go into these schools and look at just the disparity in black communities of kids who have access to tablets or utensils or just teachers. The classrooms were overpacked. So I know there's a lot of stuff in there. I can connect with those.
Appreciate you. Yeah. We'll appreciate it a lot.
Were you gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say, like, you talk a lot about Stockton. I've driven through. So it's true.
But I mean, you meet from Stockton, here from Oakland. It's still home.
Yeah, no.
Like, you still have a love for it because you want your community, especially those communities, you want them to be better.
No, totally understand. Like, for somebody coming from Toronto, Canada, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's only heard the stories of like the Oakland Raiders and just, like we only hear the peripheral kind of conversation. What was it actually like growing up in Oakland, and why would you say that you became like a success story versus 10,000 other versions of yourself?
And were you in Oakland or Piedmont? I'm just
I'm assuming Piedmont is a suburb.
Yeah, Piedmont was a place where we go and beat up on people's ass in basketball. That's what it is. And then they had to kick us out with the police. But no, in the 80s, it was a little different. You remember that's when crack and stuff started coming out. Dope dealers and dope was really big in that time. So me growing up in that era, and my father, I had a father that was really, really beside me, on my side.
Yeah.
And he guided me. So I went through the situations. I could have did a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
My favorite, one of my best partners just got out of jail for 28 years. 28 years in jail for doing things. And he's now out, and I'm helping him do the most. I'm about to see him in a couple of hours. He's flying in a minute. So I'm me personally, you have to have the mindset to want to get out of there.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. You have to have the mindset to do that, because you want to be that person who you want to get the other people out of there. Get the other guys out of there, man. So, me raising Jason Kidd, me raising J.R. Ryder, me raising me and Antonio Davis growing up together. You know what I'm saying? You got to get dudes out of here that's coming from Oakland and say, man, look, you ain't got to be an NBA basketball player. You can be a lawyer, you can doctor, a teacher, you can be anything, a judge, to make a difference. But what we want you to do is be what I'm doing right now. I want you to be here in 10 years and tell the other generations that's coming out of Oakland, man, well, you can make it out of here. That's all we need to do. We need people like that, because I didn't have a Gary Payton coming up in the 80s. I had an Al Payton, you know what I'm saying? That was my daddy. So we didn't have nobody come up in there and give us a guidance to say, hey, you can make it and do this. So that's what I'm here for, you know what I'm saying? And that's why my career is steadily going great, is because that's what I think I'm on this earth for. God gave me basketball, and basketball now gave me Gary Payton, this other life.
Nice. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like kids nowadays, especially because of social media, they look at like what people have and say, I want that now. I don't understand.
Instant gratification.
Slow success is the staying success.
Yeah.
Like you're not that overnight shit.
Yeah.
That once that wave is gone, now you're done. Now what? Now you're over at Krispy Kreme and fucking Dunkin' Donuts.
One hit wonder.
So
you know what I'm saying?
So how do you? So like, what advice do you give to like do players come to you for advice and say like, how do I have staying power, not just as a player but as an entrepreneur?
Well, you know what? I got one guy that I really respect, Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson is one of the coolest dudes, young guys that I've always been around, and he called me he called me OG, and he is just so down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Him and Meta World Peace and them, and they was on the same team and did all that stuff. He is one guy that he comes from the streets too, but he is not bigger than what he's known and seen. You know what I'm saying? Like these other kids he'll come back and ask you something. He called me on the phone. The best thing that happened to me, my birthday was Tuesday, and he called me and was like, "Oh, gee, man, I can't go through the day."
Wait, you're a Leo?
Yeah, I'm a Leo.
I'm a Leo too.
Yeah, I
Christ.
started
I told you
this
guys
shit.
wanna
To say
fucking
the
like
first
each
day
other.
I started this shit. You know what I'm saying? It start through me. You know what I'm saying? The 23rd. So these dudes, man, like that, man. It's just something good, man. That I have youngsters that come back and holler at me. And when I got youngsters that come back and holler at me, that make me feel good, because I give them the right guidance to do things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against nobody. I'm not against nobody. You made this money, man. I just came in an earlier age. I could slap my mama for that shit, man, because I should have told her to have me later in life. Yeah. But it didn't happen that way. So I'm not mad about you getting no money. I don't care about none of that. It's just that I got to direct it. And when you ask me something, I'm going to help you. Because you're a black young man that need to get a guidance, and you want to have a guidance because you grew up watching me. And I appreciate that.
So Dwight Howard called me and asked me for advice on dealing with this whole transsexual thing, and clearly he didn't listen.
Oh my God.
He did.
My God.
I got we talked.
Okay.
I tried to help him. I'm like, from a gay nigga's perspective, you better fix that shit. Okay. Do you think? Man, I need security. I swear. Do you think that there will ever be an openly gay, successful star basketball player?
Yeah, I do. I think so. You remember Collins came out, one of the twins from Stanford.
Really? In the NBA?
Yeah.
Really?
He done came out. Yeah,
Wait,
you remember he
he's
came
still
out.
there though, or no?
No, he's a coach now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's coaching, and his brother, he's got his twin brother. He came out first. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing, man. We can't say nothing about that. If that's what your life that you choose, then choose it. You know, we shouldn't be against you on anything.
But how would things work in the locker room? You know, wouldn't there
There's
be
gay niggas in there now.
No, listen. I'm saying, wouldn't there be like a sense of ostracism, like real talk?
But that's you being insecure about shit.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm not insecure.
I get it.
I'm not insecure about nothing. You know, if you want to be over here and you want to do whatever you want to do, long as you don't approach me with the situation, you know what I'm saying? You know I'm not on that, so don't approach me. So you can be over there. I'm not scared of you being in the locker room with me. I want to holler at you anyway. You the homeboy because we on the same basketball team. We still playing together. We still doing the thing. But if you choose your life the way you want to choose it, then that's the way you choose it. I'm not gonna judge you on anything. You know what I'm saying? You know that I don't want to go that route, so don't try to play that route. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your means, and I stay in mine, and we still gonna be partners. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care about that. You could be in the locker room with me and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Bring whatever you want to bring in there. I'm gonna holler you doing whatever, and we gonna mosey on about our business.
That just reminds me of back in the day when Karl Malone. Remember when the way he responded to Magic? You know, that was like a lack of knowledge or comfortability. I always say, if a person is straight, you don't care. You ain't even thinking about what somebody else is doing. You know when it crossed the line, then you deal with it. There was something else I wanted to ask.
But you know he was scared. We didn't know nothing about HIV then.
Was that crazy?
That was just a scare thing because everybody didn't know what was happening. They just thought if you get cut and it get on you, you don't get it. So you know it wasn't even about that. You know what I'm saying? And I think Carl just took it to a point where he didn't know all the research about it. Now that we know,
he said he was honest about how he truly felt too.
Yeah, and he was honest, but that's him too. You know, me and him is like this. You know, we came to the Lakers together, and we planned that. You know what I'm saying? In our later part of our career, and he like a brother. He like a big brother to me. So he came out and said, "Man, I just didn't understand it. I wish I would have did it in a different manner now because it's a simple fact. But he's a real dude. You know, he's a real dude.
You've been active in fundraising endeavors for HIV awareness. You know, so, you know, like, is it because it hit close to home, like in terms of family members or friends, or just, you know, a sense of responsibility to the community?
Well, my cousin died from AIDS.
Okay.
So that was really close. My first cousin died from AIDS. And this was before that we even really knew anything about AIDS and how we can deal with the situation. I watched my cousin dwindle from 200 pounds to almost 60 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And that's a crazy situation to see. You know what I'm saying? So, and, you know, he was openly gay. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter to me. It's just that we have to teach them how to be safe. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you're out in them streets and you fool around and get a needle and you do some other stuff and you're not having safe sex and you're not doing that. It's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And it was a big problem for me to lose my cousin that way. And then I just thought about it. I said, we got to make it aware to people what's going on. You choose your life, good, but be safe. You know what I'm saying? Don't hurt nobody else with the situation. And that's what happened to my cousin. He got hurt with the situation, and I just wanted to make it aware. I want to make people aware of what's going on. You know, that was just it.
So now clearly you think about your legacy because all the philanthropy and the stuff with HIV/AIDS. So now CBD. Here comes
Canna Sports.
Is this this is all entrepreneurial?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So there's no like philanthropic component to it.
No, well, you know what I'm doing is basically again for my mom. My mom is really ailing from diabetes right now and a lot of things. She's hurting. So I'm going through oils. I'm going through bomb baths. I'm going through patches that we can put on her and she can wake up in the morning and try to walk and feel good. And I want to go natural. You know what I'm saying? My mom has been taking medicine for a long period of time. And what is it doing? Okay, you say you're going to take medicine for diabetes. So that's going to be for the diabetes. But it's not, it's hurting me on my liver. It's hurting me on my kidneys. It's making my blood pressure go up. Man, we got to start taking medicine for everything.
It's sustaining a poor quality of life.
There it is. And it's not natural. So we want people to be on natural and feel good high. If you read about a lot of stuff, if you change your diet, if you do a lot of other different stuff can change. People say they said I had high blood pressure. Okay, cool. Yeah, it running your family. All right, so let me just stop eating this stuff. Let me stop doing different stuff. And once I stop doing it, my blood pressure goes down.
Yeah.
We have to just be aware of a lot of stuff and stay with natural. Stop just thinking because we're going to the hospital and they got to give you a pill and that's it. That's how they keep getting their money.
Yeah.
Shit, they need to give you a medicine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you
Because
stop
now,
medicine,
now you become dependent on it.
right, and you dependent on it and getting your system, then it's all bad then. So I'm just trying to do that, and that's what I'm doing, you know. But it's starting to be legal here in this world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing that I'm trying to help people, and then it's a pleasure for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It's both for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can do a pleasure, but my mindset is really into the medical. But people know that I don't really mess with stuff with it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to mess with it as helping other people. I want to see your grandmother, if your grandmother is here or whatever, and then she's ailing. I want you to say, man, let's go get Gary Payton stuff, man, because we got a good result from it, and she can get up, she can eat. If she's not eating one day, you know what I'm saying? I got stuff for that you rub on your thing and make her hungry. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're trying to do.
CBD was like a huge part of my recovery after my car accident. You know, like when I was in the hospital, they gave me, I understand the opioid, epidemic after I was in the hospital and got the drugs, for my pain. I understand the addiction, and I did not want any parts of it. So CBD was what I used in order to help alleviate the pain I was going through, during the first few months of my recovery. So, I mean, I totally, I'm on the same wave as you in terms of, wanting to be a lot more holistic, especially the older that you get.
Right.
You want to maintain in order to have like a long, healthy life. And by the way, your son, how's he doing? Because your son was also in a car accident.
Yeah, he was in a car accident, a major car accident. And I'm going to see him today, matter of fact, too, again. So it's like when you get into that situation and you have a tragic like that is, and now my son is on the stuff too, and he's feeling a lot better. He had his leg shattered. He had his whole arm and wrist shattered, broke his nose and everything.
Head on collision.
Yeah. And this is by the grace of God that he survived it. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. And that's my youngest son. You know what I'm saying? He just turning 21 and his life just starting, and it could have been gone just like that. And he's taking his stuff now, and it's not all the medicine stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's got to get back to bending his legs. He's got to get back to doing it. And he ended his basketball career. You know what I'm saying? So at the age of 21, and that hurt me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because he was really good. You know what I'm saying? So, I go through the situations, and when I see this, and God give me a light to see it, I got to help. I got to give something. I got to give something back to people that need to see it and need to hear it, and that's what it is. And it was a good thing for my son to get in there. I'm not saying it's good. I'm happy that my son is here live, but it's still making me give back more. I just want to give back more.
I mean, the CBD, industry right now, and even just marijuana. I'm not in it. I want to figure out how to get in, because everybody keeps saying like it's gonna be the bigger boom than the internet. You can feel it coming too. So that's great.
Yeah.
So outside of everything else you're doing, you're not gonna go. Why don't you start a podcast? People would listen to you. No, seriously, because so we created this show to just say whatever the fuck we want, because people would not put me anywhere to let me say anything.
You like me. They don't want to put me no damn where.
So you create your own.
You create a podcast. Yeah. I'm telling you, that shit, I would listen to it just to hear all the crazy shit. And you and Gilbert Arenas, y'all would be crazy.
So we got to call. I'm gonna call him up and see if we me and him. The Gilbert and GP.
Yeah, because the last time I saw him when you lived up in the hills, he brought you that big ass bag of weed. It was like big as half of that table.
He brought me like 2 pounds.
Well, he's in the Big Three with us now.
Nice.
He plays in the Big Three, so he's doing well, and he's in that cannabis business too.
He's a coach in the Big Three.
Yeah, I'm the coach in the Big Three. Yeah.
What's the guy's name that? Oh boy, I know Ice Cube is in it, but
Ice Cube started it.
Who's the guy that used to be at the Basketball Players Association?
Who?
I can't remember. You know what I'm talking about?
Who? Clyde Drexler?
No, I can't remember his name. I'll think about it when I get off, and I'll tell you.
They didn't fire him.
They did?
Yeah, they fired him.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They fired him.
Well, look, Gary, it was great having you on the show.
That's a fired thing. That's fired. Gone, long gone.
My bad.
Long gone.
Oh wait, Gary, are you on social media?
Yeah, I am.
Do you want anybody to know about your social media pages?
Y'all just look me up, GP, man. I'm an old school dude, man.
But you're launching Canna Sports, so
But
you're gonna have
that's
to
what they do.
He
That's
can
why I
create
got
Canna
PR.
Sport. He
Yeah.
can create the Canna Sports stuff and let it all go there.
Okay.
Yeah, but my PR people got that
Yeah.
really, really down.
Okay.
I'm not even the dude that taking his camera out and doing this and all that stuff. I'm an old school dude, man. I don't want to know. I don't want you to know where I'm at. You know, you can hear me on TV.
No,
you can hear me on radio right now. Y'all don't know what address I am because I might go out and something might be waiting for me, man. I don't know what's happening.
So you
know
and
what I'm saying?
D'Angelo ain't never hanging out.
Man, I can't do nothing with it, man. I'm a little bit too old, man.
We were just at the Sports Spectacular, and I was like, Gary, let's take a boomerang. He's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, she gonna talk about let's take a boomerang. I said, what the hell is a boomerang?
Well, she says she wants a man who ain't on social media. I don't believe that.
You know, I like
You found
it.
him? Have you found him?
No, because he ain't on social media.
Fuck
right,
you
well, look.
and fuck you.
Well, listen,
Okay?
you definitely have to come back up here. I appreciate you. Good to meet you, man.
Good, thank you, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
Y'all. Anytime.
No, for sure.
And we will be at the launch party tomorrow. I know
For
I
sure.
will with my girls. So.
For sure.
Yeah,
I'll
for
be
Canna
there.
You
Sports.
there?
I'll come.
Y'all know
For
you
sure.
there. You
Good,
know you
good.
I'm
there.
there. You send me the information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
gonna
give it to
be
you before you leave.
Okay,
man.
cool.
It's all good.
All right, cool. Well, now I guess we out of here. Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Later.